Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, to begin with, my start of the journey would be the renovation of the faculty office. It shows the kind of people we are, because going further, most of our previous administrations had made different budgets to renovate the place, but it doesn't come into reality. So I think for us taking that bold step to make sure that that is being materialized, it's a big step for me. Then the next one I would really commend ourselves for is a Dark Truth program that was organized under the auspices of the Women's Commissioner. It's brought out a certain light and made us socialize among ourselves and learned a lot. And then lastly, for me, would be the construction of the study area at the new block, looking at the stress students go through and waiting around the place to be able to go for their next classes or even to just study. It's been hell. So to have this program materialize, it's such a fulfilling thing for me with the administration. I think my president would take it up from there.
Thank you. The Socioso administration 2020-2021, I would say, has been very successful. Talk of achievements. Many were the programs, though there were restrictions on certain programs, but many were some we were able to go forth with. Talk of the partnership with Omega Brains International, the Academic Excellence Symposium. It was very successful. We also partnered the LEC group and brought into reality Success Africa 2021 here on KNUST campus, and it's a great and major achievement. Let's talk about the EasyRich card registration for final year students. You all know that then to be able to access your 559 as a national service personnel, you would require the EasyRich card, and the hassle and toll students go through in assessing. We made sure that then we took that burden off their shoulder and brought it to their doorstep. We also made sure we oriented them, which featured the NSS boss Ashanti region, who came to orient them as to what to do and what not to do during their orientation. And talk of projects, we've been able to extend electrical circuits to the CCB block, and now students are able to access the place for personal and group studies. The round seats in front of CCB has also had its fair share of electrical circuits, and if I'm not exaggerating, each seat has not less than 8 sockets, which is quite monumental taking into consideration our number as a society. And also, in beautifying the place, we are grassing the area, and work is in progress. We are grassing the area around CCB and making sure that we beautify the place, even though there's this assumption that Socioso has left the old place, but that is not so. We are leaving behind other departments, and so the new block wasn't our only focus. Thank you. Administration, during our inception, you would bear with me that we all had different backgrounds and orientations, so coming together at times, sitting in meetings for over 5 hours, the secretary wouldn't understand the WOCOM, the president wouldn't understand the financial secretary. It wasn't a major challenge, but it was.
Okay, so with administration, the major problem for me was cooperation from students, and it's expected in every administration, since they do not know the internal reasons or internal situations that happen, and then the meetings, and then the time, and then the resources we have to put in as students, just like them, scheduling our time to make sure that we forfeit some of our classes and everything to make ourselves available and make sure that their problems are being communicated to the right offices for solutions to be meted out to them. And trust me, coming together in this COVID season, even with the corporate workers, they've had their fair share of it. Coming to our time, going to have your problems or programs even signed to or to put in progress was a really big deal. You'd have to know what to say at what point in time to be able to make sure that your programs are being assigned to, and to even get students to come on board. They pray and call you. You want this program, you want this person to come, but when the person comes, you put in all the effort to get them to the place of the program is another headache. But at the end of the day, it was a beautiful journey because it taught us a lot. It made us understand people more. That's what leadership is about. You learn and you unlearn, and it's been a beautiful experience throughout. COVID affected everyone. COVID affected everyone. If you weren't affected by COVID, then I'm not sure you're part of our world now. Yeah, it did, but we strived. With new problems come new leadership and comes new strength. So I think we did our best to be able to strive through.
To add to it, yes, it was a challenge, but we didn't let it suppress what we wanted to do, and so we made sure that an administration commissioned a committee, the COVID combat team. They did a great job partnering the Faculty of Social Sciences COVID team. They made sure that COVID protocols were adhered to, and the administration also embarked on several campaigns against COVID-19. This is quite a difficult question. I would say, because I wouldn't undermine any program or any project we embarked on. They were all beneficial and served the interest of students. But to touch on few, I would say the dark truth. It was very, 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 very instrumental in our administration, and the study area project, which my secretary mentioned of. It has come to stay, and it has come to solve students' problem. And I would say this is very lasting and internal. It is futuristic, and I applaud the Socioso-led administration for that.
Madam General Secretary.
Yes, please.
What do you also say the most monumental achievement in your administration?
For me, it will be the study area, because aside all the major reasons why we are elected into our various offices, the most prominent reason is to facilitate the academic progress of our students. And I would also like to commend the academic board for their help throughout the COVID season, to help students in preparation towards the rewriting of their chilled papers. It would take real leadership, dedication, love and effort to leave your homes during such scary times to come and be there, organize classes, make sure that students get their timetables, and make sure that they knew what was happening and how to prepare for their various exams. It's stressful. It will take real dedication and leadership. So I would like to commend them too, and I would like to also commend the whole organization behind the construction of the study area. Academics is top notch, and you can't compare that with any other achievement for me.
On a scale of 10, I would rate our administration 9.
Not to counter my president, it will be on the same scale because yes, it's been a stressful and a long journey. Students can attest, especially my final years, know that it's not been easy being in final year and running administration, but that is not an excuse, because you saw what was coming, then you built yourself up for it. So it's not an excuse, but in everything you can't give yourself 100/100, because natural disasters occurred, natural happenings occurred that made sure that our normal social way of doing things, being the status quo, changed a bit, and it didn't only affect us, it affected everybody. So for us to reset another dimension, it's an applaud, and then we have to commend ourselves for it.
It's been very significant. No one lights a candle and put it under the candle stand. We cannot boast of what we have done in our rooms, but then it needs light to be shown on, and with the aid of Trailer GH, you yourself watching can attest to the fact that as an administration, but Trailer has made it available to you, and now you are in a room clapping for us. So Trailer did a very good job, and I would recommend them to every administration here on campus, because Trailer is working very hard. Though students and young, they are trying to prove beyond doubt that when students are given the nod, they can really deliver. Kudos to Trailer GH. Fellow students, I am very grateful for the opportunity given me to lead the largest faculty in West Africa. Wherever I stand chest out to say that I once have been the leader, the frontliner of the largest faculty in West Africa. And what more can I achieve here on campus? It has been a very great experience with the people I worked with. My secretary here. It wasn't easy, you know. I would like to commend the entire executives, the elected and appointees. You would attest to the fact that just along the line, some of us had to resign and take a new direction because life is progressive. Yet still, it wasn't a challenge. We saw my vice president, former vice president, Master Ali Mohammed, resigning. We saw Ms. Vera Carton resigning, and the organizer, Master Prince Frempon Amwa, also resigning. And so more or less the elected became myself, the financial secretary and the general secretary, with our able appointed executives. And it was challenging though, but we tried our very best to make something good out of the challenging situations. And so I would admonish that in the incoming administration tries not to lag, but make sure that they avail themselves to mitigating students' problems, because many are the challenges that they would encounter. And if care is not taken, they were the ones that hailed you once. But if you do not take careful steps in dealing with them, they might make sure that then they send you back to where you belong. So Master Ano J. Godwin is a Herculean task. I'm not here to make you feel happy, though it's a nice platform to exhibit what you have in you, but it's a challenging one. Please make sure that you do your best to help the people of Socioso. Thank you Socioso. It's very nice having you.